The following podcast is scheduled for no point and is no hold barred. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to podcast. And now, making his way to the mic, coming to you all the way from the beer fridge. He's a campion, sometimes a champion, but we all know him as Cake Champion!
Fuck. How good is that intro? Seriously. It's fucking brilliant. Tell me I'm wrong. Intros don't get better than that. Straight into it. Want to thank the Queen of Queens, Chris, for hooking it up for me. Killing it, brother. Look forward to getting you back on the show. Along with your partner in crime, shit talker Dick Walker. That's right, Circles of Blunt Pencils is back once again, bringing you the third episode in the space of 8 days, 9 days. I don't even know. I can't even keep up with them. That's how many we got coming out right now. Some may find it hard to produce 3 episodes in the space of 8 months. Go figure. Don't know. It may be 8 years before they can actually, produce another one, even though there's a lot of talk about it. Before I get into today's episode, I just want to call out all the marks out there. Fuck all you marks. Constantly bagging out wrestling. Get over it. Just get over it, mate. Get over it. Wrestling right now is the hottest it's ever been. You've still got WWE killing it. You may think, oh, they're fucked. They're still on, aren't they? They're still doing Raw, SmackDown. They're still doing live events. They're still doing pay-per-views every single month. And you're still talking about it. What happens on there, is it fucked? Yes, creative is shit. But it's still there. You've also got AEW now. They've only done one pay-per-view. But that's coming forward. It'll be here very soon, especially when they bring in their weekly TV product. That'll be the real test for AEW. You've also got New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, Impact, as well as CZW and PWG. On those last two, anyone out there listening knows where I can actually find CZW and PWG content. Please hit me up on Instagram. Let me know where I can find it. Instagram, I need Jaden for this. Instagram at Circles and Blunt Pencils Podcast. Please let me know how I can start watching that, because I'm actually really intrigued to watch that. Now, AEW, for months, everyone's just calling it a t-shirt company. All they're doing is selling t-shirts. No wrestling, because they're building up to their first event. Now, all of a sudden, they do one show. Everyone is just like, fuck WWE, I'm all about AEW. Fuck. Is there enough room on that bandwagon for all you marks? Seriously, how many of us, I say us, were keen from AEW from the get-go, from the moment it was announced? I know I was. That's for damn sure. Every time, they did the rally in Jacksonville, and then the ticket parade or launch in Las Vegas. I watched them straight away. As soon as it was on YouTube Live, on there. When they announced the date for Double or Nothing, that was in my planner, in my calendar. I even had a countdown for it. And when I found out the day, I let everyone know, nothing is happening this day. I don't care what the fuck is going on. No, this day is already taken for me. That was 4 months in advance. That's how keen I was for this. Now people watch it, all of a sudden, they're all over it. Yes, I agree, it was a great show. Just wait till they get TV and then have to start producing a weekly product. Then see how it goes. I do think they will go well. Don't get me wrong. But just, some of you out there just need to keep your fucking opinions to yourself. And you're probably thinking I should do the same. Well, fuck you, I'm doing this. Make up your own shit. Come on, do it. Do it. Earlier in the week, the boys decided to hijack the podcast. So I said earlier, 3 episodes in 8 days. there was actually a fourth recorded. It wasn't my doing. It was sprung on me. Queen of Queens and shit talker Dick Walker decided to get me. They said I had some explaining to do, and they interviewed me pretty much about the podcast and, you know, the whatever behind it, sort of, you know, behind the scenes, I guess, if you will. I was a bit shocked by this because I actually wasn't aware I was good enough to be a part of any interviews on the podcast. Melina. So, yeah, I mean, that's done. That's taped. Now I sort of just need to wait till people start constantly hitting me up saying, you know, we need to hear this interview. You know, we need to hear it. Please, you know, let me know, like, when's this interview coming out? Obviously, no one will say that. I'll just pretend that people say that, and then I'll let everyone know that, you know, people have pretended to say this, and I'll let everyone know, yep, the interviews are coming. Well, interview. We only did one. Or did we? And, yeah, then just wait, say, yep, I'm going to release it, and then maybe a month, 2 months later, I may actually release it. You know, we are on our way back. Please, we never left. Anyway, you know the drill. I'll get into it now. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Impact, and really anything else I feel like talking about. But first, it's that time. Day in history. Let's see what I could find.
So, you want your day in history. Fuck your day in history. Nothing happened anyway. You think the last few weeks have been savage? Well, do ya? You ain't heard nothing yet, motherfuckers. Still quiet down there? Back to you, Jake.
Fucking hell. Hijacked again. That's what, twice in the space of a week? We've got to stop giving these boys creative control, because before you know it, they'll just turn up whenever they damn well please. Or may never turn up again. Maybe just turn up when they feel like it. Maybe when I pay them enough money. Actually, no, I'm not paying them anything. Anyway, he's not wrong when he just interrupted me. I'm actually used to being interrupted on podcasts. I mean, yeah, it used to happen to me all the time. Anyway, yeah, day in history. That was it. I couldn't find anything. I don't have that much time on my hands. I'm not like Pipe Bomb News. They can just post 10 things every single day about what happened. No disrespect. Everyone go check out Pipe Bomb News. Great shit. Yeah. Keep up the good work, champ. Anyway, let's get into Raw, shall we? If we must. You're thinking, you know, Raw, okay, they're going to step up their game now. AEW killed it. We start off with a Brock party, really. Brock Lesnar, all of a sudden, has a personality. Comes out with the briefcase as a boombox, doing the Lesnar shuffle. His music hit, and then it turned into some dance music. Comes in, and dancing away, you know, doing the Running Man. Something like that. Go look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of mixes out there now as well, with music playing and as if he's dancing to it. Then the New Day theme hit, continuing. So he started dancing at Kofi. Then Seth Rollins' music played, and he started dancing at Rollins. And while he was doing that, Heyman was doing a massive air guitar, and then Lesnar just hit him and basically told him to stop it because he looked like an idiot. And yes, Rollins and Kofi were both in the ring at this time. And Lesnar basically just didn't let anyone know what he was doing, cashing in wise. So Rollins got the shits and just left like a sook. Good stuff, Seth. Oh, he probably actually went to go cry to Becky so she could post something about it on Twitter, because that's all she's good at. It's pretty funny, I'm not going to lie. And yeah, after this, Ziggler came out and beat up Kofi again, I think. Can't really remember. But yeah, Lesnar just jamming out, dancing, smiling, laughing. It's the happiest I think I've ever seen him, apart from when he destroyed Zach Gowen in his one leg. Shane McMahon came out with a member of the corporation, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's done absolutely nothing now, really. Like, I get it, but yeah, split him away. Let Drew do his own thing. Need to build up some momentum for him. So at SummerSlam he can become Universal Champion. Please. Anyway, Shane defeated Lance, Roman Reigns' cousin, pretty much. Basically a squash. And this was Shane's preparation for Super Showdown. You know, imagining his opponent as Roman Reigns. It's the most I've seen Shane McMahon wrestle in a year, in a long time. Think of the irony there. Just let that sit in. You may pick it up or you may not. There was a few AEW chants going during this match as well, which was pretty funny. And just on that, quickly, there was 2 signs I noticed that apparently were confiscated. One was, "You're not MJF," AEW guy, and another was, "Save us, Triple H." So I just thought I'd bring that up as well. Then there was another cash-in segment with Rollins, Kingston, and Lesnar and Heyman. Heyman was in the ring reading the contract, stating, cash in, and it was like he was going to cash it in. And then he said, whoever holds the Money in the Bank briefcase has up until Money in the Bank 2020 to cash it in. And then Heyman was cut off. I'll save myself there. I just ruined it. Heyman was cut off by Lesnar saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have a full year to cash this in. What the hell are we doing here then?" And then left. So, yeah. I don't know what to make of that. The Iconics challenged Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross for some fucking unknown reason. It's hard to tell who won this match. I mean, seriously. Iconics, women's tag team champions, and now, I'm pretty sure they're still. I'm pretty sure there are still tag team champions on Raw, SmackDown, and in the women's division. I already know there's not a tag team champion in NXT because they were vacated. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just props. Maybe they're like tiaras for them instead now because. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to make of it. And Becky Lynch can just go fuck off, seriously. A positive note from Raw was the match between Cesaro and Ricochet. Although my man Cesaro lost, still stole the show of Raw once again, 2 weeks in a row. All you need to do on a pay-per-view is put Ricochet versus Cesaro in one match and have Andrade versus Rey Mysterio in another match. And you already know that will kill it. That will kill it for sure. Hashtag push Cesaro. Hashtag push Cesaro 2019. Use it. Get on it. There was a fatal 4-way elimination match between Strowman, The Miz, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley. Baron Corbin took AJ Styles' place in this match. Took him out, apparently. Don't know what's going on there. It wasn't really an elimination match, though, because Baron Corbin pinned The Miz, and that was it. Strowman and Lashley decided to fight all the way through the crowd and out the back, and they were never to be seen again. So Baron Corbin is the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. Just let that sink in as well, you marks out there. "Oh, Baron Corbin, no, not Baron Corbin, why?" Get fucked. Just get fucked. Shut up. Just shut up. The electric chair with Sami Zayn. This was fucking terrible. This was just, it was disgusting. I can only just put it that way. It was disgusting. He's going to answer questions from the WWE universe. They were the most stupidest fucking questions ever. I don't even remember them. I remember one, I think a young kid asked about Becky Lynch and how they used to be tag team partners on the Mixed Match Challenge. And Sami Zayn basically just said, that's not my concern. Why did you ask Seth Rollins? The little girl went to grab the microphone and say something else, and whoever the reporter was had to pull the microphone away. Another question was, when is your retirement due? Which made no sense. The only thing that saved this was when Sami Zayn said, you could have asked me anything. You could have asked me about AEW. That was the only thing that saved this clusterfuck. And then Rollins came out, obviously with the shits, because Sami Zayn said his name, and they had a match. Obviously, Seth Rollins won, and that was it. That was Raw. So, yeah, not that great, really. I mean, where's Hawkins and Ryder? I don't think I've seen them on TV since they won the titles at Mania. The Usos and Revival just did some backstage crap. I mean, what the fuck? Seriously. What the fuck? Let's see. What happened on SmackDown? Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens actually opened SmackDown in a main event match. It was actually a pretty good match. Not gonna lie, obviously this is just to get Kevin Owens' match out of the way with Kofi Kingston, because he's not going to Super Showdown. I may talk about that later if I remember. Obviously Kofi Kingston won that. He's not going to lose. He's the champion still. How? I don't know. Maybe I'll just turn into all these other marks, like over Baron Corbin, like, oh, why Baron Corbin? I'm just going to turn it to that. Oh, why Kofi? You know what? I'm cancelling my network subscription because Kofi Kingston's the WWE champion. Fuck off. Fuck. We're all a bunch of crybabies. Seriously, that's all you people do now. You just cry. I'm on a roll here. There are SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Believe it or not, it's Daniel Bryan and Rowan. They came out and decided to tell a little knock-knock joke. Knock-knock. Who's there? SmackDown Tag Team Division. SmackDown Tag Team Division who? Exactly. Hey, fuck. I believe them. I think it was great. And then Heavy Machinery came out and challenged Bryan and Rowan to a match. They accepted, but not on SmackDown. I don't think it'll be at Super Showdown because I don't think Daniel Bryan is going. I'm not too sure. Could be wrong. Mandy Rose has a magazine out, Muscle Fitness for Women. They were handing it out. Her and Sonya Deville gave about 20 of them to Ember Moon. And then this led to a Mandy and Carmella match, which Mandy Rose won, of course. Aleister Black is still on SmackDown, believe it or not. All he does is just sit in a dark room talking shit. I can honestly say I have not watched one of these promos. I just hit fast forward because I'd rather see him wrestle, not just his face surrounded by black talking. I'll skip that shit. And skip that shit. There was a Shane McMahon appreciation night thrown by the quote-unquote corporation. I'm just going to refer to them as the corporation here. Drew McIntyre and Elias. Basically just showing, his highlights back in the day and then beating up The Miz. He's picking on his dad and all this shit. This was interrupted by R-Truth. Running away from everyone, still chasing him to become 24/7 champ. And Drake Maverick actually hit the ring. And Truth actually defended the title. He defended it and he pinned Drake Maverick. Obviously, Shane and the corporation were not happy about this, so they beat him up. And then Elias pinned Truth to become the new 24/7 champion. This just does not sit well with me at all. He finally wins a title in WWE, and it is that fucking piece of shit. It is that piece of shit title. Seriously, this man should be the world champion. It's on my Instagram. Check it out. I mean, it is a picture of him holding the 24/7 championship, but deserves so much better. You know, when he aligned himself with Shane McMahon, I was actually really excited, thinking, all right, good things are coming. Good things are not coming. They are not coming at all. But Elias is the youngest 24/7 champ in history. So how long that will hang around for, I don't know. So basically, Shane said, you know, they're going to have a match, Elias and McIntyre versus Roman Reigns and R-Truth, and he suspended the 24/7 rule so Elias could focus on the match. It's no surprise who won. Roman Reigns pinned Elias. There was a beatdown in process. Shane tried to interfere as well, and then him and McIntyre left, and the selfish bastards left Elias in the ring, the reigning, defending 24/7 champ, the greatest 24/7 champion of all time. They leave him in the ring. What do you think's going to happen? Another spear, and then Reigns is calling R-Truth over like a dog to pin Elias, because the match was over. So the 24/7 rule came back into effect. And needless to say, R-Truth is now a 2-time 24/7 champion. So he's also the longest reigning 24/7 champ. There's been 5 reigns now of 24/7. I still can't believe I'm saying these words. 24/7 championship. There's been 2 reigns. 5 reigns. Fuck. It's just shit me. 5 reigns of the 24/7 championship. And R-Truth has the 2 longest. So I think he's just going to keep that belt for fucking eternity. Anyway. Moving on. NXT, finally. Something good. You hope, anyway. Mia Yim defeated Bianca Belair. The fuck, seriously. Bianca Belair, who should be the NXT Women's Champion. She should actually be challenging for the NXT Women's Championship. She's losing to some chick named Mia Yim. Who the fuck is this chick? It was a good match, I'm not going to lie. Bianca Belair's like long hair braid came into effect once again. This time against her. But yeah, Belair losing. Really? Yeah. Anyway. Kushida defeated Drew Gulak in a match that I would have thought would have been at TakeOver, after making this whole big deal about Kushida signing and whatnot, and it's on the week before TakeOver. It wasn't too bad. I think Drew Gulak is an underrated wrestler, that's for damn sure. And, you know, it looked like it could have gone either way. Obviously Kushida, new man on the block, Japanese star, big in New Japan. He's not going to lose for a while anyway. But these guys will definitely be going again. Hopefully maybe a surprise match at TakeOver, a rematch, but I don't see that happening at all. And Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch had a match against the Forgotten Sons, but it was interrupted by the Street Profits, I'm pretty sure. You'd think I'd know, I only watched it today. They interrupted, and then just, you know, brawling here, brawling there. Jackson Riker was banned from ringside, and then he was ambushed by Cole and Roderick Strong. And then Forgotten Sons had basically cleaned house. They're calling him down. Forgotten Sons are going to attack him, and then they were ambushed by Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Needless to say, Undisputed Era on top, just like they will be at TakeOver. They even hit Riker with a ladder twice. It took 4 of them to basically run it into him like a battering ram, but still. No Gargano, no Riddle. Shayna Baszler had an interview. Io Shirai had an interview. Couldn't understand it, but she still had an interview. Mrs. Fuckwit decided, she's going to be Shirai's friend and have her back in the match. I think there was a video of Prince Pretty Tyler Breeze for his match, but it's TakeOver. It's TakeOver 25. It's supposed to be a big deal. All your main stars that are on the card aren't there. They aren't doing anything. So it's disappointing for that aspect. But other than that, everything else is pretty much, pretty cool with that. All right, let's go to Impact now, shall we? This will probably be quick because honestly, not a lot here, really. Sami Callihan and Fallah Bahh had a match. It was alright, I guess. Sami Callihan's just a pig. He's disgusting, as Don Callis would say. He's a disgusting human being. Taya Valkyrie defeated Madison Rayne to retain her Knockouts Championship. Only just. Valkyrie had to grab the referee to sort of get out of a move and then win that way. Cheat, I guess. It's announced Eddie Edwards and Killer Cross will have a match next week, I'm pretty sure. The Rascals, probably one of the only highlights from Impact. In their That 70 Show basement, but it's actually their clubhouse, treehouse, whatever. In the circle, so to speak, going around. They got to take their training seriously because they got a tag team championship match against LAX coming up. So all of a sudden the room gets smoky. I wonder what they were smoking. They must have hit up RVD since he's back and decided to kill it at training. It was actually pretty entertaining. I do like the Rascals. They are one of the things I look forward to most when watching Impact. LAX defeated the North to retain their Impact Tag Team Championships. It was an alright match. I don't really have, honestly, I don't have much to say on it at all. Glenn Gilberti decided to hold an exhibition match against one of the up and coming knockouts. Yeah, that's a female. Ashley Vox. Never heard of her. Not many people have. Glenn Gilberti is Disco Inferno from WCW. I'll just let you know, 20 years ago. So he's still around. And now he's picking on the knockouts. And if you remember, if you listened last week, Glenn Gilberti won the knockouts Battle Royal. So anything to get heat. He was constantly doing dirty tactics. Tessa Blanchard actually came out to make the save, and then Glenn Gilberti ran like a coward, basically saying, my exhibition's done, blah, blah, blah. You can only see an intergender match happening here, surely. I don't really think much is happening for Tessa just yet, until she gets back her Knockouts Championship. There was an X Division Fatal 4-Way match, which was pretty good. Rohit Raju from the Desi Hit Squad, Petey Williams, Ace Austin, and Dez from the Rascals. Unfortunately, this was only a really short match. These guys could have been the main event, really. It was that good of a match. Bit short. Try to cram so much stuff in at once. Dez ended up picking up the victory. So I don't know what will be happening there. Ace Austin did not take the pin, but so that's all right. Ace Austin, the future. I'm telling you right now. The main event was RVD and Tommy Dreamer, because Impact was taped at the old ECW arena, so they wanted to do something special and bring a match from ECW. A lot of, I guess, nostalgia with the fans, constantly chanting ECW, Tommy Dreamer, RVD. A lot of respect shown, not just by the fans, but by both competitors as well. It was an alright match, 20 years ago, obviously killer of a match. Tommy Dreamer just looks like he struggles to move. He went to hit a elbow off the top rope and basically just fell onto his feet first and then hit the elbow but missed, hit a chair, and then RVD hit the 5-star frog splash. I'm telling you, it was probably 3/4 from turnbuckle to the opposite corner, so not like the coast to coast going the long way. He could probably hit a 5-star frog splash across the entire ring. He still got it, RVD. RVD ended up picking up the victory. After the match, the North End Moose decided to come out and attack them, and then the lights went out and Sabu returned. I don't know. Sabu looks old as fucking shit. I think they were all holding their hands up after the match. I'm actually doing it right now. You can't even see. I feel like an idiot. And Sabu could barely lift up his right arm. He had to put it down and then point up to the sky like he always does. Impact went off the air after that. So that was Impact, and also Raw, SmackDown, NXT as well. Now I want to talk about Double or Nothing once again. I know I went into it the other day. I just want to talk about it again because, like I said, it was a great pay-per-view. Definitely worth the 3 or 4 hours sleep that I got for it. Not gonna lie, even though I was struggling. Hangman Page won the Casino Battle Royale when he eliminated MJF. Bit different here. 5 men start. 3 minutes later, 5 men come in. 3 minutes after that, 5 men come in, and blah blah blah. The winner of this would receive a future AEW World Title match against the winner of Jericho and Omega. Adam Page, Hangman, was actually in it because Park just refused to turn up, I guess. Creative sooking because he was supposed to lose. I'm pretty sure Hangman Page and Park, the winner of that, was going to face the winner of Jericho and Omega. And obviously, because Park pulled out like a pussy, they just decided to make it the winner of the Battle Royal, and that's why Hangman Page was in. SCU defeated the Strong Hearts, 6-man tag, which was a great match. SCU, they're fucking brilliant. I've seen them live. They're great. They're absolutely brilliant. Mrs. Adam Cole, kind of. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, I might add, won a Fatal 4-Way, which was originally slated to be a triple threat female match. The Best Friends won a tag team match against, I can't pronounce one of their names, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But just the triple main event. Again, I cannot get enough of these 3 matches. They're just brilliant. Cody and Dustin Rhodes, without doubt, I've seen some form of ratings on this, and he got like 4.25 stars. I don't know how. It's got to be 5. Dustin Rhodes, formerly known as Goldust in the WWE, it's got to be the best match, I think, of his career. And he's 50. That's just my opinion. And he's been around for fucking decades, and I think it's the best match he's ever had. What Cody did at the beginning, destroying the throne, Triple H's throne, with a sledgehammer, got me out of my seat. It actually woke me up. I was starting to doze off a bit there. And just the match in general. Dustin doing an Eddie Guerrero on himself with the blading. The amount of crossroads they hit, the crowd absolutely just killed it as well. They made Double or Nothing what it was. They were loving it, and obviously Cody won, and then they embraced at the end, and they're going to team up. They're going to tag team against the Young Bucks. Fight for the Fallen. The Young Bucks defeating the Lucha Brothers as well to retain the Triple A World Tag Team Championships. Again, it's another great match. Tag team wrestling. This is what tag team wrestling is. If you want to watch tag team wrestling, great tag team wrestling, just watch Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers and the SCU and just all the indie guys or NXT. Don't worry about Raw and SmackDown. That's just shit. It really is. Ray Phoenix is an absolute freak. Just the amount of times he just bounces off the ropes to hit a move. I've spoken about some of his stuff from Impact as well. I can't get over it. The things that he does. I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was Ray Phoenix hitting the Canadian Destroyer on the outside the ropes, but still on the ring. So like the hardest part of the ring, on the apron, I guess. Just unbelievable. And Jericho Omega killing it once again. These two matches. It's one apiece now. Jericho picked up the win, picked it up clean. He'll face Hangman Page, not too sure when, but to crown the first AEW World Champion. Another great match, apart from the little fuck up at the end. You could sort of tell Kenny was going for the one-winged angel and Jericho reversed it into a DDT, but they both just fell over and they went to do it again, and you could sort of see they didn't know what they were doing, and it sort of deflated the crowd just a bit. But another great match, going through the table, Omega going through the table. Said it the other day, wasn't as good as their match at Wrestle Kingdom 12, but I mean, Jericho's 48 and you wouldn't be able to tell. He can still move. He can still do everything. The entrance they gave him as well, the lights went out, and then on the entrance it was Lionheart, from his, ECW, New Japan, and the start of WCW. Then it went out. And then to the other side of the entrance, it was Jericho, the list of Jericho, for his last run in WWE. And the lights went out again. They came back on. And then it was the Save Us Jericho with the light up jacket. And I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, fuck no, he's not gonna play his theme music, Judas. And then it finally came on, and just, I was ready for this. This is the match I was most looking forward to since it was announced. And I still was a bigger fan of Cody and Dustin, not gonna lie, but this match still as well, thought it was absolutely great. Kenny Omega but ruined it for me, changing his theme music. Stupid prick. Why would you do that? I was gutted. And then it was all about after the match. Jon Moxley coming through the crowd. He's all elite. Giving Jericho DDT, giving the ref DDT, brawling with Omega, and then giving him a DDT on the massive poker chip props they had, and then just throwing him off that. That's what he should be. Jon Moxley. It was ruined. It was ruined as Dean Ambrose. Just say that. Just say that. And Bret Hart was there. This was a couple of matches before. He was unveiling the AEW World Championship. Kind of like how Mick Foley unveiled the 24/7 Championship. Don't know. What's WWE thinking about that? Bret Hart, he's WWE royalty. What's he doing there? And then MJF, obviously, with the classic line, there's a fan in the ring, look out. Apparently, it looked like Hart had a little bit of a chuckle. And he also slipped or fell off the stage. I didn't see it, just saw it online. So I wonder if Natty's going to get a beating for that. Maybe she'll get buried on TV or something. And then obviously with Moxley, Renee Young. How would you feel being Renee Young, walking into Raw 2 days after Double or Nothing? Just gonna cop it. I think she was just gonna cop everything. So let's see what's there's a few things coming up. Actually, John Moxley is wrestling Juice Robinson. I believe it's next week in New Japan. So fear not. You'll be hearing about that next week on the second or third show I release next week. You never know. Like I said, it's pretty hard to keep up with. There's that. There's TakeOver this weekend. Spoke about it in the last episode that came out. If you haven't listened to it, I suggest you go and listen to it. It's a fucking cracker. It's probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite one, that we have produced. Not produced, because fuck, we don't produce anything on this. We just do everything on the fucking fly. Don't need to fucking send it to an editor or nothing. Make sure it gets approved. Just do it as is. And if you haven't listened to it, still, you're an idiot. But if you have listened to it, go back and listen to it again, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. What else? Oh, yep, TakeOver. Super Showdown. That's exciting. There'll be no preview for that. I'll just say that right now. You watch, there'll be a preview next week. Let's see. Yeah, so I was right. Daniel Bryan is not going to Super Showdown. Apparently here, John Cena as well, refusing to do so, or something like that. Sami Zayn as well. He won't be there. I think something to do with his religion or something like that, his faith. Kevin Owens won't be going in support of Sami Zayn. Hence Ziggler coming back. So Kofi has something to do. And also Aleister Black. I mean, not that that means anything. He hasn't even been showing up on SmackDown. So, you know, why bother? I've talked about it before. Triple H Orton, a 50-man battle royal, 50 men in one ring. Okay, Goldberg, Undertaker, Strowman and Lashley. Yawn. Bella and Andrade for the Intercontinental Championship. That could be alright. Fuck, that'll be a great match. Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. Yeah, maybe. Could be alright. Kingston defending the WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins defending the Universal Championship against Baron Corbin. The only thing I will say about that is these two matches need to happen in America, not in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia crowd could not give a fuck. Seriously. If you don't believe me, go back and watch Crown Jewel and the other one they had, Greatest Royal Rumble, because they couldn't care about who's face and who's heel. So it'll just ruin Corbin. So hopefully they do this match again in America. And Lars Sullivan's having a match against the Lucha House Party. Whoop-de-doo. Lars Sullivan is finally doing something. So yeah, that's next week. And 2 days after that will be Dominion. Chris Jericho wrestling Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So Jericho's going to win that. And then he's going to beat Hangman Page for the AEW Championship. And he's going to have both belts. He's going to have both belts, baby. Another good match here. Looking forward to Kota Ibushi versus Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship as well. So that'll be another good match. Stomping Grounds, a WWE pay-per-view coming up as well. Ring of Honor Best in the World. That should actually be good. Can only hope. And AEW Fighter Fest. Michael Nakazawa will have a match, a hardcore match against G. Bailey, I think. I think that's how you pronounce motherfucker's name. Cody will be facing Darby Allin. Who is that? Well, we'll all know very soon. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks will be facing the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix, and an unknown partner now because Park has had another cry and apparently he's not with AEW, or he still is but just won't wrestle or something like that because he's Dragon Gate champion and something about making the company look weak or some stupid shit. So I don't know. Tag team partners up for suggestion. Fuck it, why not? Chris Jericho. There you go, there's one for you. Chris Jericho. There you go, the Lucha Brothers and Chris Jericho versus the Elite. And John Moxley will have his first AEW match against Joey Janela, the bad boy. So there's a few events to look forward to. Now, why don't I dive into some piece of cake? Why not? You know the drill. Cake you like, cake you don't. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me explain it for you. Sometimes you get a good piece of cake. Sometimes you get a bad piece of cake. Get a piece of cake you like. Get a piece of cake that you hate. Most of you probably hate me. The real piece of cake. Anyway, what I liked, like I was saying before, Double or Nothing, just everything. Just everything about Double or Nothing. I'm just going to leave it there. It was fucking brilliant. Especially Moxley just coming out of nowhere. Definitely did it for me, because I don't dive into rumours and all this other shit that happens online. All you marks out there. I got one for you. Hogan is going to beat Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Oh no. But don't worry, I heard it from a good source. A good source told me. Cesaro and Ricochet's match again. 2 weeks in a row. Stealing the show on Raw. Brock Lesnar. Brock Party. Hashtag Boombox Brock. That was just great. The Lesnar Shuffle. The Heyman air guitar as well. Why not? Baron Corbin becoming #1 contender. Just so everyone can have a fucking cry. The Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast, episode 13 as well. I really liked that. I enjoyed doing it. Fuck, it was funny. Even getting hijacked. You know, why not? That was also something that happened this week. Not that you would know about that. No one's actually hit me up to release it yet, so I may have to just pretend people do, so you can hear it. And also, Talk is Jericho this week. With John Moxley telling his story about leaving WWE. I've listened to it 4 times already, and it only came out yesterday as I'm recording this. I will be listening to it plenty more times. And it was better than the Colt Cabana episode that had CM Punk on it when he was telling his story on how he left the WWE. Because CM Punk, all he did was cry and have a sook on that, whereas John Moxley actually told his story. So I just look forward to all the backlash from all you fans out there of me bagging CM Punk. He's a fucking sook. He's irrelevant. I don't care about the bloke anymore. I still like him, don't get me wrong. But I don't understand why everyone still likes him. I just want to find all those people that liked him in 2008 and not after he did the pipe bomb and had a sook. So I want to know who all those fans are, not the just bandwagon fans. Anyway. And just special mention, the Boston Bruins losing today in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup. Sucks shit, they can get fucked. Okay, what I hated. The 24/7 championship reign of Elias. First of all, him winning a jobber title, pretty much. Let's be honest, it's jobber title. You know, if you've got nothing going for you on Raw or SmackDown, you're just going to be chasing R-Truth and the European Championship in his mind. And then obviously Elias losing it. Yep. We all saw that coming. The use of the Iconics. Yeah. Just, it's a damn shame. There's still no Buddy Murphy on SmackDown. I said this after they did their little draft or shake-up or whatever the fuck they call it. He should have gone to NXT. You know, had a match against the Velveteen Dream, and he should have stayed there. Tag team division in general, in WWE. I spoke about it briefly before. Don't really want to get into it again because it's just, yeah, it's fucking shit. Hopefully that will change now with AEW, and obviously because the Young Bucks have a big part in that, tag team wrestlers. So hopefully that will change. Alex Marvez, you're probably thinking, who's that? He was one of the commentators on AEW. He was the boring one. The one that was just not excited about anything. I had a few things, I remembered a few things that he said, and I've just forgotten about them because they were just shit. And another thing I want to mention as well is the Riot Squad. Why send Liv Morgan to SmackDown? Why break up the Riot Squad? You know, Ruby Riot's obviously out with an injury. She had shoulder surgery. Obviously, they were probably aware of this because none of them have been on TV since. Why split up Morgan from Logan? You could still keep them as a tag team. Perfect opportunity for an established female tag team to challenge for the women's tag team championships. Instead of just sticking two single females together who should be contending for the women's championships. Let's be honest, Asuka, you know, should be in the SmackDown women's title picture or whatever. And who's the other one? Kairi Sane? Well, she should have just stayed on NXT. Have another fatal four-way match. So, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. So, what are you going to do? I think that might be it. I'll just have a look here. Oh, no. What is this shit? Okay, I've just seen a report. Fuck, I hope this is fake. No. There's a report that says breaking. Fucking Ronda Rousey is going to return to Raw next Monday night with an announcement regarding her future in WWE. Oh, surely this is a fucking stitch up. Oh, God. Well, hopefully she's announcing that she's never coming back. She can get fucked. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, that's just... Well. Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone. And thank you to that stupid fuckwit for posting that and ruining the end of my podcast. I've got nothing. Facebook, Circles and Blunt Pencils. Instagram, at Circles and Blunt Pencils Podcast. Hit me up, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Don't even know how to finish this thing. Twitter as well. There's something out there for me on Twitter. Fuck Ronda Rousey. Fuck Johnny Gargano. Fuck all the marks out there. Yeah. Circles and Blunt Pencils for another week. Fuck the